Hello! Welcome to Ripper's Rambles number 44, I believe. Today, I am going to do a little, fanish ramble about TJ Klune's How to Be Normal. The book title, How to Be Normal, sounds like a book that I would not ever want to read because really, I understand that there's irony in the world and even sometimes partake of it myself. But normalcy is something I sort of have a kind of a raw spot on my person about. And I was prepared to be annoyed with this book. I kind of fell deeply, madly in love with it. I'm actually reading the book again for a second time. I just finished it last week and I'm all I took a couple of days off and read other things for a minute and then I had to go back to it because it's so fucking good. My favorite part, well, I can't really say my favorite part. I would say the thing that is most seductive and inspiring to me about this book is the clarity of the voice. The guy who's telling the story is called Gus, and his voice is so clear and so consistent throughout that despite the fact that he sort of takes this personal journey through the book, his voice is just absolutely, I mean, it's hilarious and it's also poignant and it's also very, very consistently pure. There's really no moments where I thought it felt off or didn't sound quite right to me. And that's something that I really, really appreciate about this book and that I really look for in books that I read. Because sometimes, there's kind of a generic, I want to say there's a couple of generic narrator voices that you see over and over again. There's the bitchy voice and the angry voice and, and I really appreciate it when someone not only breaks out of those voices but doesn't slip back into them, because you can read a perfectly good book or write a perfectly good book that's 80% generic narrator voice plus 20% character, and that's fine. I can make room for that in my world, but this book is 100% full on Gus voice. So if you don't like it, you're gonna hate it, and if you do like it, if that makes you happy, I think you'll like it quite a bit. I'm not going to say anything spoilery. It's fantastic. I don't read book descriptions, so there are obvious things about this book that I didn't know going in, and I'm not going to mention now because it was kind of like, hey, let's do a buddy read. Let's read this. So I did, and I was delighted and surprised by it frequently, and I laughed out loud. I mean, this is me at the end of the day, our bedtime ritual. My kid is very into routine, so we take our shower and we do our thing and we sit in bed and we cuddle, and she watches a TV show and I read a book. And sometimes I read out loud to her and sometimes I don't. Not her books, because I'm selfish. I read Lauren Isley to her and she's like, I don't understand what those words mean. So this is how we end our nights. And when it's a funny book, this book has a lot of moments of it's just funny, where it's just funny. And it's not you laugh out loud for hours, it's funny, but it's I chuckle, I guess. I'm not really a chuckler, but I chuckled at this book frequently. So any book that has the power to make me chuckle when I'm trying to get my kid to fall asleep is kind of, that's a sign of a good book right there. So go out now, find TJ Klune's How to Be Normal. Ignore the title if it bothers you the way it bothered me. Read the description if you're into that sort of thing. I think there are a lot of reviews out that are probably pretty decent, and probably some that are not so decent. It is not, I wouldn't say, I'm trying to think of how to put this. It is absolutely a typical romance novel with an atypicality to it that sings to me throughout the book. Line to line, it's fantastic. It's full immersion, awesome. So go out, buy the book. It's great. I fully recommend it. And that is your ramble for this week. Ah, it's so good. So good. I'm reading it again right now, less than a week after finishing it. I will see you all next week. Bye.